Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we're going to do a normal adventure enemies tier list. We're going to rank units based on how annoying they are when you face them in adventure. We're going to only take into account normal adventure, so we're not going to account for hard mode. That's a bit different. Obviously some units become a lot more annoying in that case, but now we're just going to consider normal adventure. The deficit is going to be a bit higher than 350, so we can consider most of the units here will actually one-shot you if they hit you. So we will take that into account in our considerations. And yeah, I don't plan on making this sort of a permanent tier list on the website. This is just something I'm gonna save here and then share the link in the comments down below. I'm not gonna make a page out of it. I'm not gonna update it as more units come out. Maybe yes, we'll see. Let me know in the comments if you would like it or not. But for now, I will just make this one shot, make a video about it, and that's about it, I would say. And yeah, before we start actually placing units in the different tiers, I'm going to explain what these tiers are, obviously. So the first one is Y. That's basically the tier where Xia is going to end up in. Actually, let me just drag her in there already. This is the tier that is basically the most annoying out of all the units in the game. This is just asking why the developers even designed a unit in that way. She's super, super annoying. Obviously, the worst unit to face ever. There are counters, but she's absolutely a pain. Normal teams cannot really beat her. You do need to make your team to build to actually beat her. She's too strong. So her ability is insane. Everything is insane. Really, you need too many things to counter her. You need the HP recovery block. You need also to block her active skills if you can, but there are not many units that can do it. Princess is one of them. Kronos, Yuri, kind of, but it's not really like Princess that can actually never let the enemies cast their active skills. Kronos Yuri will eventually let them cast it, so not 100% useful. But yeah, again, energy decrease is also important and stuff like that. You need a lot of stuff to counter Xia. But okay, that was the ice tier, and I think I will not add anybody else. We'll see, but I doubt it. Then we have Nightmare. These are units that you have to pay attention to. You will have to build a team around it, and not every DPS can beat them. So you need to be careful when you see them. You will have to readjust your teams, most likely. Or you already have teams that can beat them, and then you just deploy that team against them. Then we have Major Headache. These are units that, if left unchecked, can potentially destroy your own team. They might have mechanics like special moves that they need to destroy your team, so you want to prevent them from using that, and other things like that. These are units that you kind of want to counter. You might still RNG it, like maybe you cannot really do it in Nightmare, for example, but for units in Major Headache, you can kind of RNG it if you really are struggling with enough attempts. Maybe you can beat them, but still there are very annoying units you want to counter if possible. Annoying units are units that will create trouble if you don't counter them, but at the same time, we have enough teams and units that can actually beat them that are not excessively annoying. They are annoying. You have to pay attention to them, but not excessively. If you forget about them, you can still win it fairly easily anyway. Then we have minor problems. These are units that might have niche mechanics, maybe countering some specific mechanic of your team, or maybe targeting specific units, and that you have to address somehow. Or you can just brute force through it and just ignore it. They're not too relevant. Then we have normal. These are just units that, whatever, like if they're there or not, you will hardly notice. I will also say I will not add in the tier list units that are completely irrelevant. Those will be left out. So if you don't see a unit in the tier list, it's because they're just not a problem. So they're not even in there. I didn't want to drag too many units in the actual tier list because for some reason it already crashed for me like 3 times. I didn't want to remake this video a lot of times, so I decided to do it like this, and that's basically all. We're obviously gonna skip the EX units and the collab units because we're not gonna face them in normal adventure. We will face EX units in Rank Race. That's what you unlock once you reach the highest floor in the game, but that hardly matters. It's completely irrelevant, so whatever. We're gonna skip those as well. Only SSR Plus. We're also gonna skip XSR Plus units because they're basically the same as the SSR Plus and they're not really deployed, so that's okay. And yeah, we can start. I would go rarity first and color. So we're going to start with the SSR Plus units, and we're going to start with yellow. We have here Augustus. I think this guy can easily go in annoying. You can win him even if you don't particularly counter him. That's why he's here and he's not a major headache. But his basic attacks are a pain. He has good survivability thanks to his passive, so you kind of need to prevent him from moving around too much. And yeah, you definitely need someone that can target him so that he can die as quickly as possible. But is not someone that you need to build a team around to counter, but it will be annoying at times. So keep that in mind. Then we have Evan. This guy we've faced for a very long time. I think we're now used to his immortality. It can be CC'd, so in general is not too hard to deal with. I would still say it is annoying because of him making units immortal. But at the same time, it could also be just a minor problem, to be honest. We could actually place him in minor problem. I think it's fine. We don't really struggle against him that much, at least I think most people are not, because of how easy it is to CC. You can just stop him. It doesn't do much. He has a debuff removal and active skill, but whatever. Like, yeah, I think that's fair. Then we have Kronos Yuri. Now, she could be a massive problem if you don't stop her or if you don't have a team that can survive her special move. Because a 350 deficit and above, she will wipe your team if she hits them. So you do need to stop her, but once you stop her once, she becomes irrelevant. So I guess she's a minor problem or a bit annoying, one of the two. Because if you don't stop her and you don't have units that can survive the hit, then your team is wiped out. But if you can, then she's not even normal. She's completely worthless. So I think minor problem is fair. Like you see her, if you forget about her, maybe you can CC her with the units you already have. A lot of units can get rid of her. Is really a minor problem, but she's not to be ignored 100%. You can close an eye and hope for the best, but there will be times where she could actually wipe out your team. Not too big of a deal in general. Then we have Hugo. Hugo could be either normal or a minor problem. I think normal is fine because she's targeting the highest attack unit. So that's the major problem that Hugo has. She also removes buffs, so it could be a pain. I might place her in minor problem, like I will do probably with Jinsung and other units like that. But she's not that hard to deal with. Like for us, she's a strong unit. For the enemies, not so much. So I guess minor problem for now is fair. Then we have Asensio. I think Asensio is a major headache. He has immortality, and his special move is gonna randomly jump around and destroy your team whenever he hits them, because he also has a physical resistance decrease. So even if you're building resistances and whatever, it could still one tap your units. Deals a lot of damage, lots of hits with the Molino de Viento attack. So it's a pretty hard unit to deal with. You need to stop him from casting the special move, so decreasing energy is fine. Crowd controlling him is also fine. But yeah, definitely you don't want him to use the special move. If he ends up using it, you better have a unit with projectile block so that you can actually counter him. Now Kun Mashini has it, the Lightning Spear one. Kun Eden has it. Regular Dororo has it for the whole team. So you have ways around it, even if you let him cast a special move. But it's better if you don't let him do that. So that's why I think this guy is definitely a very important unit to counter. Then we have Sharon. She kind of depends on who she's linking to. If she's linking to a very strong unit, then she's a major pain. If she's linking to an irrelevant one, she's just whatever. She has a barrier break, she has a lot of buffs, but all the damaging buffs are kind of irrelevant. The enemies still one shot you anyway. The extra energy could be a pain, but again, depends who she's linked to. The damage taken cap is not too big of a deal for us because we already deal no damage to them for the most part. I think she's at the very least annoying, but again, if she's linked to a very strong unit, she would move up 100%. Then we have Data Work Masino. This guy is also annoying when you first find him as an opponent, but he's not too problematic. He has okay survivability, but you can remove it with buff removals and whatever. He has AoE damage, which is his most annoying part, but you can easily counter him. I think he's still a unit you cannot ignore 100%. So I wouldn't place him in minor problem. Maybe annoying is fine. Even though I do think Augustus and Sharon are more annoying. Maybe even some of the guys in minor problem. I will move in minor problem. Yes, I think it's better. But it could be more of an issue in the early stages. I will say that. Then we have Irang. Now, Irang is also similar. I would say she's more annoying than the unit who have a minor problem. She can group your team, she can just CC them and deal a ton of damage. So I think she's at the very least annoying. I think she definitely deserves that. You can prevent her from using this special move. You can reduce her energy so that even if she dies, she doesn't use it. If she uses it one time, you can normally brute force through it. But if she starts using it a lot and you're not attacking her, then she's gonna be a pain. So I think annoying is fair. That was all for. No, actually, I missed Kun Eden. Okay. I don't know why I missed him. But Kun Eden is gonna go, I think, in minor problem. I don't even remember if it was before or after Yuga. I think it was after Yuga, yes. And like these are not ordered by how annoying they are. These are ordered just by alphabetical order when they're within the same tier. So Kun Eden has a projectile block, which could be an issue, and that one is also like dealing back damage. So you cannot really use projectile damage against him unless you grab him, you stop him from actually using the active skill. But for the most part, if your DPS has a projectile, they will have a problem against Eden. Is not the biggest of problems, that's why is only in this category, but still is not a unit you can easily ignore, I think. And yeah, that was all for the yellow SSR plus units. Then we have the purple ones. This is gonna be quick. We have Data Gustan. Now this guy is at the very least annoying. He has a lot of healing, he has a lot of damage and super quick damage with the bots and his basic attacks being pretty good. He has swiftness decrease, he also has a debuff removal. All things considered, he's a pain. I don't think he's a major headache. We're kind of used to him. There are some units that cannot really beat him that easily, but most can. So I think he's just annoying, not anything other than that. The next one we have is Hayura, the new SSR Plus. I think she's fine. She has immortality for the team. She can easily be stopped though. Like you just need energy decrease and she won't do shit. Also, the fact that you can still kill her even when she's singing is a really good thing in our favor. They don't normally have grouping that can actually allow Yura to use the active skill on your whole team. So somebody that can kill her will always be there. I think she's just a minor problem. I don't see her being a massive one or not even being annoying. She's okay to deal with. Then we have Heljo. Now this guy could be either annoying or a major headache. He has a massive AoE damage, multi hits, so also annoying for some carries like Hugo and Ulrich. His energy, like his HP recovery block, is not a big deal for us, but Still, he has a lot of things that make him annoying. He also has a second life. Yeah, I would say major headache for now. Then we might move him. Then we have Karaka. To be honest, we could either place him in normal or not place him at all. I don't think he's an issue. He has provoke, but we have effect resistance on most units. He has a second life, yes. He has a lot of defense, but we can remove it. Doesn't feel that annoying. I will not even place him. Then we have Lightning Spear Kun Mashni. She has AoE attacks. She's gonna hit most of your team. She has good CC. I don't think it is too annoying though. We could either not place her or place her in normal. I will go ahead and not place her. We have White next. White is gonna be at the very least annoying because of his multi-hit attacks. Is also gonna basically make Albelda useless with her, let's say, 5-hit barrier. That's not gonna work against White because he has 7 hits on the passive and multi-hits on the special move. He can kill Yugo, he can kill Urek. There are a lot of units that he can counter. It could as well be a major headache, but I think annoying is better because you don't normally have a lot of issues with him, but if you don't consider him, it's gonna destroy you. I'm still conflicted. I don't know. I kind of want to move him up, but at the same time, I don't. I will leave him there. And that was all for purple SSR Plus units. We can move to the red ones. We have Albelda. She is the same as Sharon, more or less. Depending on who she's linked to, she could be a major pain, but she cannot be targeted. So you need units that can have unconditional AoE attacks that can attack everyone. Then you can kill her. Otherwise, she will be a pain. Also, the defense increase will make it significantly harder for your attack scaling units to kill her and to kill the DPS unit that she's attached to or the unit that she's attached to. So I think annoying is fair. She could even go higher, but not too big of a deal. We're obviously going to skip Alice because she's collab. Then we have Beta. Now, Beta has a targeting that is not too annoying. It's the lowest defense unit. His durability is 10 seconds, so it's quite annoying, quite long. But at the same time, I never really had major issues with him, not even minor ones. I think normal is fine. It's not completely irrelevant, but it's not problematic, I think. For Evankel, I think Evankel would also be considered basically relevant, same as Mashani and Karaka. I won't even place her. Then we have Jinsung. Now, Jinsung could either be minor problem or annoying. I think I will go with minor problem because that's where I placed Yugo. And he has the same targeting. He's going to jump on the highest attack unit and potentially kill them if you didn't protect them. But other than that, he's not going to do too much. He has decent survivability in his kit, so that could be a problem. But I would place him in the same rank as these units. He is fine to deal with for most teams. You just need to be aware that there could be an assassination attempt on your highest attack, and you're good. Normally, across the 5 teams, we can kind of build around him. I think it's just a minor problem. But yeah, I just wanted to place him there. Then we're going to skip Ejin. We have Awakened Rock. Now, Awakened Rock is also a bit of a pain because this guy has a massive AoE attack on his special move, has really good survivability. The Stone Prison is going to target the highest attack unit. All things considered, I would rank him as more annoying than Jinsung, even though placing him on the same tier as Augustus, also Gustang, feels a bit wrong. We'll see. For now, we'll leave him there, but we might move him later on. Then we have Viol. Now, he's a bit more annoying, I think, than Kumashini because of how his bang works. It could just randomly one-shot one of your supports in the back line. He has good survivability with his special move. So I think It might be a bit more annoying than Evankel, Kumashini, and Karaka. I think it would be deserving of the normal spot. It's not someone you necessarily have to look out for, but yeah, is a bit annoying. Is it might be troublesome at times. It might cause your team to suffer every now and then, but nothing relevant. And that was all for red as well. Yes, so we can move on to blue. Blue has some of the most annoying units, I would say. We're going to start with Alphine. She's going to go straight up to Nightmare. She's so annoying to deal with because of the command from the Fox and the AoE damage from the Fox. You will have an hard time hitting her. She's gonna destroy your team super easily, especially if most of your team is ranged. So I think she's a unit you need to be aware of, and you need to kind of readjust and maybe use dedicated teams to counter her. Really, really annoying. You obviously can use units that are immune to status effects or to command, like Hugo is one example. Most family heads, yes, because they cannot really be commanded to attack anybody. Even though Gustang is kind of struggling because he's ranged and the Fox is gonna hit her, like he's gonna hit him no problem. Sort of Charm Ray as well. So you need to pay attention to that. You want to get rid of that unit as soon as you can. That Fox is really a pain. If you can decrease our energy, shouldn't be too massive. But yeah, definitely a nightmare to be against. Then we have Dawn. She has unconditional map-wide AoE damage that could potentially kill you, and you cannot target her. So you also need map-wide damage if you hope to kill her before her passive is over. I would say she could be either annoying or a major headache. I think considering I placed Joe in major headache, I would also do so with Dawn. She can potentially wipe your whole team with a special move. So she definitely deserves that. Then we have Garam. Now for Garam, she's gonna go straight to Nightmare. She can remove your highest attack unit. Her map-wide damage from the special move is insane. She has good survivability for herself. She has a lot of stuff. She also has energy regen for her team and lots of stuff. She's really, really annoying, super durable, hard to kill. Not every carry can get rid of her. Now we have so many good carries that most of them kind of can if you have them. But yeah, definitely not a unit you can easily ignore. If you see her, you know you need to deploy certain teams or you're kind of screwed. Then we have Kaiser. I would say Kaiser is kind of normal. I would place her here mostly because she has multi-hit basic attacks, and Hugo and Ulrich can kind of suffer from those. So you cannot 100% ignore her, otherwise I would have placed her in the, like, not even placed her, like I did for Kumashini. Although Kumashini is in a similar situation because she also has a lot of hits in the basic attacks, but not as problematic as Kaiser, I would say. Some of the units that are normally countered by Mashini can potentially kill her before she becomes a problem. So that's why I didn't want to rank her. So yeah, Kaiser normal, I think it's fair. Then we have Datakun Mashini. She can survive for however long she wants, like at the very least 12 seconds. That's gonna be longer than that. I think minor problem is fair. She can also target the ice attack, like units like Hugo, Jinsung, and the soon to be regular Yuri, that she's also going to be in this category, I would say. So yeah, I think minor problem is fair. She could be more annoying in the early stages, so at that point she'll go up, but she's okay in general. In the long term, you will be used to her. You can easily create a quick team to get rid of her. You can CC her, so that's not a big deal. Now we have a new unit that is gonna go in Nightmare. Revolution Bomb. This guy has too many like invincibility frames. He's always immortal. He's always invincible. You cannot do shit to him, and he's gonna hit where you have the most concentrated units. So usually, if you go for a full range team, he's gonna wipe your whole team in 2 seconds with his special move. He's insane. His active skill is also multi-hits, so he's gonna counter Urek and also Yugo at times, not always, kind of depends. But yeah, definitely a major pain. A lot of people hate him. It might be maybe high as well, but then we would need to create a new tier for Shashia too. But I think out of these is the most annoying one. In Nightmare, this guy is the worst guy, 100%. Then we have Urek. Now, Urek is a major pain, obviously, as you start facing him. For some reason, they moved him up to floor 134.60 when you face four of them in the same team. So you just deploy a Tromray and he's gone. But then from 135 and above, you will start facing him, and you're not used to him because they removed him. He's a pain. He has a lot of barriers. You cannot CC him, and if you do, he's going to recover HP. So you need a barrier break. You need also the HP recovery block, and you cannot CC him because, again, he's immune to status effects. Is a major pain. He's going to remove your buffs, so some DPS units will lose a ton of damage because of him. Is a very big problem. I think way higher than the ones we have in Major Headache, lower than Revolution Bomb, but it definitely belongs in Nightmare as well. Then we have Yama. Now, Yama is super tanky as an enemy, deals a lot of damage. He has a massive provoke that we don't care too much about, but he has some sort of reflective damage as well. So, close range units that attack him will get damage dealt back to them. And that's massive. It's really annoying. He has damage taken reduction, which is the only thing that can reduce the max HP damage, which makes him crazy tanky. So I would say he's a major headache. He can easily kill a lot of units in your team. He can easily time you out if you don't have the right team. So yeah, definitely belongs in there. And that was the last one of the blue units. Then we have regular Yuri. I already said it. She's gonna go in minor problem. She's okay. She targets the highest attack unit. She has a provoke and a lot of hits, so multi-hit attacks are a problem for some units that we already mentioned multiple times. But I think she's not too annoying as you have to actually build a team around her. Most teams can deal with her, so I think she's just a minor one. Make sure your highest attack unit is protected, and that's it. Then you can perma CC her, do whatever you want. She's not going to be that big of a deal. Then we have Calavan. Now, Calavan has a passive that will allow him to hit your backline. Major issue. He has a really good AoE damage. He has crazy tankiness, again, thanks to his passive, that is going to block all damage that is below a certain threshold. And that makes him really durable. I don't think I want to place him in Major Headache. I will place him in Annoying, but you need max HP damage to deal with him for the most part. You need to slow him down so that he cannot spam his active skill and your backline is kind of safe. You need a lot of things to counter him. So he might deserve the Major Headache. For now, I won't, but we'll see. Then we have Princess of Zard. I think I won't even place her. I don't think she's annoying to deal with at all. She doesn't have our high swiftness. She doesn't have our max cooldown reduction. She cannot be 100% untargetable. Her damage, yes, is high, but I mean you can stop her. It's fairly easy, I think. So I won't even bother to add her to the tier list at all. Then we have Ren. Now Ren is more of a question mark because his bull is crazy annoying. 160% stats means that he has crazy evasion. It might dodge a lot of attacks. If your account is not well built and you don't have a lot of accuracy, it will almost be unkillable, but you can kill Ren and the bull will be gone. So I think annoying is fair. We could argue for just being a minor problem, but I saw a lot of people struggling against Ren and the bull is really a pain. So I will leave him in annoying, but he's like an annoying arrow down, let's say. Then we have Yasracha. I think it's kind of normal, even if you don't pay attention to who is trying to target, is not that big of a deal. And normally, if you see that you're failing because he's actually targeting your carry unit or whoever can be charmed by him, then you just need to swap out the position of a unit and you're fine. You don't even need to change the team composition. Could be, no, okay, we can place him in minor problem, but again, he's a very small one. I think it's fairly easy to deal with. Then we have another unit that will be added to Nightmare, and that's Anniversary Iwa. She has great healing. She has energy decrease that she's gonna spam like crazy. She's a really strong unit, and also damage-wise, she will apply to all units an AoE damage. That is really annoying at higher deficits. So I think she definitely deserves Nightmare. Not more than that, I would say, because now we can counter her with a lot of units. You just need to stop her, prevent her from using the special move, and she will easily get killed. So, no big deal. Then we have Zahard. This guy, I would say, kind of normal. In the early stages, is more of a annoying unit, probably. Now it's just gonna break your barriers. It will survive a little bit thanks to his passive. I don't think he does much more than that. He has a map-wide special move, which you kind of have to take into account. But most teams nowadays can survive it if he's just gonna use it as the last skill that he uses with the exclusive equipment plus 30 effect. It's pretty easy to deal with. I don't really want to rank him higher than that. And that was all for the SSR Plus units. The XSR Plus we're going to ignore. And now we have the SSR units. So we have Bum. I'm not going to add him. I think it's fairly easy to deal with. It's not going to do much. Chaonwa, same thing. It's not going to do anything. The Chicken, nothing. Hats. Hats as a projectile block, but other than that, nothing really worth noting. Tank Hats, on the other hand, will go straight up to, at the very least, Major Headache. If you ignore him, he's gonna wipe your whole team. You need a unit that can redirect where he's gonna cast the special move. He has unlimited defense increase on the passive, plus debuff removal and status effect removal, and immunity for the team. Lots of stuff. You cannot really CC him that well because, again, he has a status effect removal and he's gonna get a defense increase stack. You need to block his HP recovery because he also recovers HP every time you apply a status effect, and his passive is out of cooldown. So that's your only hope. Like, it has a very short cooldown on the passive, like I think 2 seconds maybe. And yeah, that's crazy. Like, this guy is a pain. He might deserve the highest rank just because this guy is a stupid SSR that they designed in a way is so annoying as an enemy. So he might even deserve Y, to be honest. No, I think I will. I think I will place him in Nightmare. I don't. I think he's more annoying than Asensio, Aljo, Dawon, and also Yama. This guy is an absolute pain. Really, really is a pain. Again, HP recovery block will help. Energy recovery block will help a lot because he has the debuff removal on the special move. So if he cannot cast it, he's not going to remove even the energy recovery block. And on the passive side, you might want a status increase block. The only unit that has that is, again, Yugo. Unfortunately, you cannot remove the unlimited defense increase stacks on the passive. Those are removable. So yeah, definitely a Nightmare unit. There are more and more DPS units that can kill him, but he's still a pain. So yeah, absolutely deserved. I think is one of the major issues we have. Then we have Ice Spear Kunagero. He targets an enemy in the backline. He's also gonna freeze units in like on the path. Other than that, he's not gonna do too much, but he's not a unit you can 100% ignore. So I'm going to place him in normal. Then we have Rock and Compressed Rock, both of them kind of irrelevant. Shibisu as well, not gonna place him. Vespa, maybe normal because she can survive, but no, not really. Wangnung, nah, not worth mentioning. We have Hiwa. Now, at 350 deficit, she can wipe out your team if you let her use the special move. We have a lot of ways to prevent that. Might still be an issue at times. I will place her in normal at least. Then we have Hanna. Now, Anna is a major headache. She can target your highest attack unit, like some of these guys here in Minor Problem. But her bunny is a lot tankier than a normal unit, attacks a lot quicker than a normal unit, and is just a major pain. Like, maybe you have a skill that can block the first hit, and then you deal with most of the units in Minor Problem. But even if you have such a thing, like let's say, Revolution Bomb passive that can block a skill every X amount of seconds. That is fine for the first hit, but that is not going to help you against Anna. Anna is just going to butcher him. So, major issue. When you see her, you know your highest attack unit is not safe. You need to protect it. Could also be just annoying, maybe, but no, I think she's really, really a pain. Every time you see her, you're like, oh fuck, there is a nun, I have to do something about it. So yeah. Then we have David. He could go in normal, but because he has a debuff removal more than Bomb, like Bomb only provides energy for the most part. But this guy also has debuff removal. I think I still won't rank him. Then we have Endorsi. Endorsi is very similar to Beta. I think I will give her the same ranking. She's normal. You have to know she's there. So your lowest defense unit you're going to place away from the units you want to like keep alive, and she won't do anything. So it's okay. It's acceptable. Then we have Ghost. Now Ghost is going to generate a lot of barriers and heal a lot when you crit. Not the worst enemy in the later stages. We have a lot when you have a lot of teams built. You can deal with him easily. In the earlier stages, more of a problem. I will rank him probably as minor problem because again, maybe higher. Some units really hate him and cannot do much to him. Other units can easily dispose of him. I think I think annoying is fair. He can really tank a lot at higher deficits. He has a crazy durability. I think it's fair. But if you have HP recovery block or you deal max HP damage that doesn't crit, then you're good. It's gonna be less of an issue. Then we have Yura. I think she's kind of normal, but you have to be aware she has a revive, and the energy recovery block could be annoying. Maybe even a minor problem. No, I think normal is fine. Never really paying too much attention to this unit. I see her, I'm like, okay, whatever, doesn't matter. Then we have Joaquin. This guy has a lot of hits, good durability, he can jolt and stuff. Might be more than normal, could be a minor problem at times, but I think it's fair. I mean, kind of similar to Hiwa. I think it's okay. Ooh, now we have Icarus. Okay, this unit could either go Nightmare or Major Headache, depending on which unit you deploy. You definitely need the buff removal, or the defense increase is too massive for attack scalers to kill at all. Or you go with max HP damage, in which case Gustan cannot kill her because her HP recovery from the passive has more or less the same interval as the 60% max HP damage from Gustang, which means Gusting is gonna deal damage, she's gonna heal it. Gusting is gonna deal damage, she's gonna heal it. So really annoying. Now if you add obviously an HP recovery block, that's no issue. That's why I think I won't place her in Nightmare, but definitely she's a major issue. Like when you see her, you're like, fuck, I cannot use attack scaling DPS units unless I remove buffs. I need HP recovery block if I want to use Gustang, stuff like that. Lots of considerations. So definitely an annoying unit. Kunagero, we could even not place him, I think. Like he has, okay, removal of a unit, which is whatever. AoE, stun, or paralysis, I don't even recall. Okay, nah, I don't think it's a big deal. Kiseiya, she's an assassin as well. She could be a bit problematic. We could place her normal, but I think I don't even want to think about her. Her targeting is weird, is not the highest attack, is not really a big deal. Maybe. Yeah, we can ignore her. Then we have Lurker. Now this guy is interesting because there are times where it just wipes out your frontline units. He has very quick attacks. I will say he's normal, to be honest. He's a bit of a pain. That's why I'm placing him there. There is not much you have to pay. Like, if you see him, you know that at times there might be some random one shots. But that's about it. Then we have Nare. I also think I don't want to place Narray. She's giving energy. She's giving the sort of invincibility stuff. Doesn't provide too much as an enemy to be even worth mentioning. Prince, as well, kind of garbage. We're not gonna talk about him. Rachel, garbage as well. I don't really care. Reflejo, maybe a bit tanky, but at the end of the day, is not doing much without the energy decrease from. Uh, sorry, not decrease. Without the energy steal from Revolution, which is going to allow him to have a good uptime on the special move, he's fairly easy to deal with. I think we could place him normal, but at the same time, what are you even going to do about him? Like, he's there. We're gonna ignore him. He's just a frontline unit. So yeah, it's okay. I'm not gonna place him. Then we have Varagarv. Now this guy is a bit more annoying. He has a bit of like he has a lot of barriers that are going to make him tanky. A lot of defensive stats if he's on a mono purple team or majority purple team. So it's gonna be tanky. You can remove them, so that's fine. I would say he's at least annoying. I would say similar to Ghost in level of annoyance. Yes, why not? Depending on the scenario, but yes. Verdi, useless. Vivi, useless. Okay, we're going to skip the collab. We have Amigo charts. Annoying at first when you are a new player. I don't think he's even. Probably they are not even deploying him because he doesn't do shit. So yeah, I think it's irrelevant. Anak can jump on your highest attack unit. We could go normal, but again, they're not using her that much. You can stop her in a variety of ways. Yeah, we can leave her in normal, but at the same time, she's basically irrelevant. Mamanak, similar to Sharon and to Albelda, depends on who she's linked to, but definitely potentially annoying unit. Maybe less than those other two because of how easier it is to get rid of Anak compared to Albelda and Sharon, but definitely an annoying one. Spear Bearer Anak. She could be annoying, but not even too much. Her targeting might be an issue. Maybe you have to keep her in mind a little bit so we can place her in normal, but she's not that big of a deal. Akraptor, not gonna place him. We have Cassano. Now, this one will be more or less the same placement as Blarode that we're going to do a bit later. I think you have to pay attention to him for your units not to be grabbed, and then the energy recovery block is gonna be a little bit of a pain. Maybe we can say minor problem, but very minor one. Then we have Cherry. Cherry as an enemy. She has a knockback. She has damage, but whatever. I think I'm not even gonna rank her. She's kind of meh. Then we have Jinsung. He has a lot of magic resistance decrease, but even considering that, is it a big deal? They're still one-shotting us anyway at 350 plus. Nah, I think it's also not. We can also not rank him. Now, support Warian. Support Warian. Swiftness buff. The targeting on the. Is it lowest HP or highest attack? I don't even remember. Barriers and stuff. Hmm, she could be a bit annoying at times, but nah, not worth considering. Then we have Red Mask Warian. Yeah, I think she's annoying actually because her boomerang can hit everybody, kind of like Asensio, but her survivability is a lot lower. She has the physical pierce increase for all allies. That's a major pain, depending on if you're still going resistance build on some units. I would say minor problem with the potential to go higher. Then we have Michael. Michael is gonna jump and kill the unit in the mirroring position. Kind of the same as Yasracha, but at the same time a bit weaker because he's gonna jump in your team. You can kind of stop him, and Yasracha is going to bring you into his team, so might be a bit more annoying. Yeah, I think Michael in normal is fair. It's not easily ignorable, but not even that big of a problem. Romay gives effect resistance to enemies, not a lot of it, but still some, and barriers for the most part, and some heals. I would say normal, nothing more than that. Vicente, similar as the other guys in Minor Problem, is gonna grab your highest attack unit and then try to kill them, so I think it's fair. Shia has an healer, I cannot really not rank her. I think she will go in normal. She doesn't provide too much, a little bit of energy, a barrier, and some healing, and that's about it. But enough to be worthy being in a tier list, at least. Yellowy, not enough to be worth mentioning. Blanc, Blanc has a lot of healing, and also the emergency heal that when an enemy is below a certain threshold, her drones or whatever those are going to recover HP. I think she's more than a minor problem. You definitely want HP recovery block. We can place her in the same tier as Data Gustan, kind of. So annoying would be it. Then we have Blarod. I'm going to place Blarod in the same tier as Casano. Minor problem. You know who's gonna grab. You just place a unit that can be like that can survive it or that you don't care about. So I think that's fair. Then we have Hockney. Hockney increases evasion by quite a lot and also heals. I think he's less of an headache compared to Icarus. The steel is not an easy enemy to deal with. Maybe annoying would be fair. We have Oriang, not really worth mentioning, just a barrier guy, whatever. We have Hatsling. Hatsling, also not worth mentioning. Kunran, with a damage taken decrease, could survive a lot of hits. But at the same time, you can see him, is not really going to do much. Normal, just to know he exists. Kurdan, lots of physical and magic resistance, buff removal, and he's gone. So, nah, not even gonna rank him. Then we have Leroro. This guy has a swiftness decrease, which is the only annoying thing he has. I don't think it's worth enough mentioning to place him in the tier list. Novik. Novik has an AoE lock. He has a lot of physical resistance stuff. Also not really worth mentioning. Quietro, nah, not worth mentioning. Plant could be annoying at times when it jumps on your units. It could kill them at times. We can place him in normal, but not really that annoying of a unit. Edin, potentially extremely annoying, easily countered by Ray. If they place two, then could be an issue. I we have again units with always land attacks, so that's fine. We have units that can decrease evasion, so that's fine, but you do need to pay attention to him and maybe at times counter him. I will place him in minor problem. And that's okay. I have to scroll down a bit more, okay? Now, let me also close this one. We have Child and Dorsey. She's gonna jump on the unit with the most energy, block energy recovery. She has the passive that is gonna hit whoever kills her. Not too annoying. We could place her in normal. I think it's fair. Tank and Dorsey. Now, Tank and Dorsey is really durable. She can charm your units. She's gonna jump all over the place. I don't know if I want to place her higher than Vargar. She has a lot of defense increases and stuff. So maybe, yeah, I think she would deserve that. And now we keep on having to scroll down. Okay. So yeah, definitely that is fine. Yuri doesn't do anything, so it's okay. Lore also doesn't do anything. Regular Lororo projectile block, you kind of need to know that he exists. And most importantly, Magic Pierce block. Magic Pierce increase for the team, which means if you're running resistance builds, is gonna let your team die in no time. Could be a minor problem. Again, we're at high deficits in this category here for this tier list. So the Pierce is a minor part, but the projectile block could be annoying. He also heals whenever you use projectiles to attack him or the team. So yeah, definitely a bit annoying he is. Then we have Lilia. Now Lilia summons a Puma with 120% of her stats. She has AoE crowd controls, which we can kind of resist, so a minor issue. She might be problematic, not as much as Ren, but she could be Now let's go normal. Let's go normal. It's still fine. Even when I know she's there, she's not really doing much. Lozel is also an healer. AoE healing, which is massive. Debuff removal. I think she's more annoying than Shia. She could be a minor problem. I can see that. Then we have Mi-Sang. You need to know she's there, kind of like Michael. You just have to place a unit that can take her damage add-on. Maybe minor problem would be fair, but no, I think normal is okay. Then we go Mew Love. He has a lot of attack speed. Could be annoying for multi-attacks, kind of like Kaiser. Maybe we can consider him like Kaiser, let's say. Yeah, it's fine. Then we have Shiliel. I'm not even gonna rank her. She doesn't do anything. And that was all. I'm not gonna rank SR and R units. They're all irrelevant. So that's it, guys. That's the tier list. Let me hit the share button so that I can generate the link. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this. So again, everything that is not in here is because they are just too irrelevant to consider. Actually, wait a second. Before we actually finish, let me see if I need to reposition some units. So in the first category, Sheshia, fine. Do we want to place Revolution Bomb and Tank Hats with her? No, Tank Hats, no. Revolution Bomb is way more annoying than the other ones in this tier, but not Shia level, I think. Or maybe yes. No, let's leave it like this. I think it's fine. For Major Headache, do I think Asensio deserves this spot? Think so? Aljo, yeah. Dawon, maybe not really. She could go down. She could go down. Yeah, I think Augustus is even more annoying. Yes, she can go down. So we can move her here. She's a blue unit, so we are going to place her here. Okay. And that's fair. Anna, yeah, I will leave her there. Icarus as well, Yam as well. Annoying. Augustus is fair. All the other ones here I think are fair. Minor problems look good. Some could go higher in some scenarios, some could go lower, kind of depends, but I think in general this makes sense. The last tier as well. Yes. Yeah, I think so. Looks good. Let me know in the comments if you would move some units in some other way or whatever feedback you might have. Again, this is not something I will add to the website. There will be no page, no anything. I will just have the link that I have to share again now. Hopefully it doesn't crash the page. And yeah, I will just share the link in the description box. This is not something I will update frequently, maybe every now and then if I remember. But let me know if you like this kind of content, if I should make any additional tier list, if you have any additional ideas. And if you want, as you can see, I use the create your own tier list page I have on my website. You can create your tier list and also upload them on Discord. There is a community tier list channel dedicated for that. And you can easily make a tier list and share with other people to see also what their feedback is. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.